Alright, I'm live right now.
Okay. 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 Hell yeah, I gotta get some coffee in me, especially right before my podcast, man. Hell yeah, I gotta get. There we go.
Alright.
Trying to tell everyone I know about the podcast so we could get some listeners.
Yeah, I need you to go to the stream and make sure the audio is okay.
Oh, okay. Okay, where are we at? You want me to go to the stream? I got you.
Yeah, I have no idea what the audio sounds like because when I go there, it will echo.
That's true. Okay, well, I can hear myself.
Can you hear me?
I can, but you're a little quiet.
Alright, I can fix that. How about now?
Yep, way better.
Alright. I wonder what it sounds like. There's that fucking echo.
Yeah, your mic's speaking again.
It is?
Yeah.
What about now?
Yep. Little bit better. Tried to bring it down just a little more.
How about now?
I think that'll work.
Really? Is it better?
Hey, no. Hey, no. Hey, no. Hey, no.
Alright, how about now?
Turn down the gain, yeah. That's what I Gunner. This guy that's listening to us. Awesome guy, one of the best guys I know.
Yo, Gunner. Thank you for the follow, man.
I don't know. I can't understand why you sound different to me, but on the stream you sound. Yeah.
I'm. Oops. That was not what I wanted.
Because like in the stream you sound like you have your gain too high, which is the issue we were having before we even started the stream, and then you fixed it. But now in the stream we're having that same issue where it sounds like your gain's set too high. So it sounds like the microphone's like inside of your mouth.
I may have to switch audio.
Uh-oh.
That might be a problem.
Do you have your mic settings different on OBS than you do for what I'm hearing?
It should be better now. I don't know why it's being difficult.
Oh, it might be better. Try something again.
Testing 1 2. Does it sound all right?
That sounds good.
Gunner, you still here, man? What does the audio sound like?
To me, that sounds better, but I also sound like I'm a lot pretty loud. So if you could turn the volume on me down.
All right, what's it sound like now?
All right, testing 1 2 1 2. That's better.
All right. I think we are ready to begin. I hope. And again, I've been wrong before.
We'll find out. Gunner said a lot better. No peeking. All good.
All right then. Let's get on with the show here. Welcome everyone to the Out of Spite podcast, the official episode 2.
Yeah, guys, welcome.
Yeah, last time we had major audio difficulties happening, and we had to stop because apparently, when we tested the day before, it didn't stick. All right, but now we are back, and I think we're ready to begin now.
We got an interesting set of topics to talk about in this particular show.
Yep, you want to start us off?
Yeah, I could start us off. Let's go right over here to gaming, right? So there's a lot of interesting stuff that's happening in gaming right now. One of the new games that a lot of people are anticipating is going to be Assassin's Creed. I'm not sure how you feel about them taking the Viking role, but I'm
love
just
Vikings, so
I don't think there has ever been a true Viking game.
there has technically
Like For Honor, you could technically say that was a Viking game.
there was one older from like years ago. I forget what it was called though, sadly.
Also, there have been rumors that BioWare is going to be working on a new Mass Effect.
Yes, they are apparently. It is a veteran team, whatever the hell that means. I'm assuming they've worked on older Mass Effect games. I think anyway.
Well, I sure hope so, because Mass Effect kind of changed how video games were done in a whole. The whole idea that you can like affect the storyline based on your decisions kind of started predominantly with Mass Effect. I don't think Mass Effect was the first game to do it, but I think they were the first to do it very well.
Well, technically, considering that it is EA and BioWare that was in charge of it and whatnot, then you would say Knights of the Old Republic.
Mm-hmm.
Considering that was the first one, if I remember correctly.
And it's a great concept that I very much enjoy, and I feel like most video games today have that kind of feel to it.
Yeah, I think I could agree with that, considering Witcher 3 was like that.
It's an interesting concept. I feel that it's massively difficult for game developers to do that sort of thing, because they kind of have to think ahead a lot, and think of different things, different outcomes based on a single choice that you made that could affect the game, like, hours down the road.
Not only that, but with this, EA is also doing something that's a bit out of their comfort zone, considering I think they've only done it twice before this.
Oh, they're not going to have loot boxes?
No, they're doing a complete remaster of the Mass Effect trilogy.
Oh, nice.
Which I think they've only remastered a Need for Speed game, and that was it. They don't do the whole remaster thing.
Need for Speed. God, I can't remember the first Need for Speed game that I played, but it was
Underground.
Probably Underground. Yeah, it was a very interesting concept, as far as like racing went.
Oh yeah.
Because before that you had like track racing, and you would just race on a closed system, right? It wasn't like open world-esque.
I'm trying to remember. I think I don't remember a lot of racing games. That wasn't really my whole thing.
Yeah, I want to say
Jack X, I think.
Yeah, Gran Torino comes to mind. I think.
Yeah.
Or Turismo, Gran Turismo. My bad.
Yep, that's one.
Let me correct myself there.
Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal. That's a pretty interesting game in of itself. Because that's kind of like the battle royale kind of feeling to it, right? Kind of.
When
More
Battle
of an
Royale was enjoyable.
yeah, more of a Apex Legend kind of style of battle royale. Because you get to pick your character, they have special abilities, and then there are certain things that you can get outside on the map itself that would also give you an edge on your teammates. And if I recall, they're gonna try to come out with a new one.
I don't know about that, but if they are, I am very
I don't
much for it.
I don't know if it's a new game entirely or if they're just gonna remaster it. Either way, I'd be happy though, because those games are some classic, just fun games to play with your friends and stuff. I'm not sure if they've ever had a multiplayer, like an online multiplayer game before.
Uh, Maybe Twisted Metal Black.
Yeah, it's an old enough game that you kind of have to sit there and think about it for a second or two.
No, the PS3 version of Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
I think that had multiplayer. I actually have to look at it now.
The what do you think when a publisher pushes back a game?
It honestly depends. Like, CD Projekt Red is the one pushing back. What was it, Cyberpunk 2077?
Yeah, Cyberpunk 2077.
I'm fine with that because they make great video games, and them pushing it back means they found something that they didn't like or isn't working right, and they want to get that fixed.
Yeah, I definitely see it as a positive thing, although it's difficult because I think we should get away from saying a game went quote unquote gold.
Yeah. Really, the only games that I can think of that had problems when they were pushed back was Kingdom Hearts 3.
Kingdom Hearts 3
Yes.
and Kingdom Deliverance.
Kingdom Hearts 3 got pushed back for years and years, if I remember correctly.
How long have they been working on Cyberpunk?
Let's ask the mighty Google machine.
Oh, hey, Golf Girl, what's up?
Ooh.
Thank you for joining.
Yo, Golf Girl, thanks for the follow there. I really appreciate that. We both do.
That's awesome. Welcome to the podcast. Yeah, so Cyberpunk 2077 has definitely been a very, very anticipated game since last year, honestly. And I think it was supposed to come out in August, then it got pushed back to September, then it got pushed back to November,
Wait,
and now
you ready for this?
What's up?
Cyberpunk 2077 has been in development for 7 years.
That's what I thought. It's been in development for a good while.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, 7 years ago, this is because I'm very, very young, but 7 years ago, I would have been in middle school when they thought about this game. And that wasn't even a thought in my head at the time. So
I think I remember the very first teaser they put out for it. And it wasn't very big back then either.
And this being CD Projekt Red, they have nothing to prove. They've already proven that they're a phenomenal development company and that they can make really, really amazing, very detailed games as well.
Yep, just look at Witcher 3.
Yep.
Easily one of my favorite games of all time. Looks like Golf Girl here came from Snapchat.
That's awesome.
But I think what it was Witcher was them like trying things out, and it was more like I think story driven.
Definitely story driven, but
And
there's still they still were
testing.
able to have what
Two was more testing, considering that they had 2 ways they were trying to go.
Yeah,
And then 3 is where it all came together.
definitely. I'm kind of I'm very much looking forward to Cyberpunk, and I kind of wish that it would have came out, sooner. Everybody does. But I look at it this way: I'd still be waiting now, right? Because it was originally going to come out the 19th, so I'd still be waiting anyway. Um, and like you said, they definitely saw something that wasn't working correctly, or they saw a game mechanic that they kind of want to change. But I don't feel that they're gonna like change the game and make it worse. I think they could only make it better from this point.
Yeah, and right now they say that right now, like what I'm looking at, it says that the initial release date is sometime in December of 2020.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and their original comment on the game going gold was just it went gold, but only on PC, from what I understand. And where they're having issues, their issues lie on previous gen consoles like the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One.
Yeah, I'm looking at stuff now, and it says that it's gonna be on 4, 5, Stadia, Xbox One, Series X, and Windows.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Stadia.
I'd imagine. Don't even get me started on Stadia. I'd imagine
I think
that PS4 and the Xbox One would be the bigger problems.
yeah, for sure. Because I mean, PC is very much ahead of where the previous gen consoles were at in regards to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
The PC has over everyone else the fact that it's customizable.
Yeah. You can really tweak, fine tune, change every setting that you want to, get it looking the way you want it to, get it to play the way you want it to in terms of frame rate, and those kinds of things, and it's very nice. The advantage, of course, to consoles that it's cheaper, right?
Oh yeah,
leagues cheaper, and that's solely because it only serves one purpose, right?
Yes.
It's only for gaming. That's all it's for. Whereas with a PC, pretty much can do anything. I feel that the next gen consoles, though, are going to, of course, everyone feels the way that they're gonna go to being a computer, which is pretty much what they are.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would very much like for consoles to just stop being a thing and them just putting out like their own PC and like, hey, here's a new part for this year.
Right, something like that. Oh God, on the PC side of things, if you're super enthusiast like I am, I'm pretty burnt about Nvidia coming out with the new graphics cards and making them cheaper.
Oh yeah.
But that's how technology is.
We'll get something new for PC next month, no doubt.
Yeah. I mean, AMD has to come out with their stuff now, right? They just came out with their new processor, which completely destroys Intel's top processor that they have. And what's interesting this year, though, is that this is the first year in like a decade or so that AMD's prices are priced above Intel's.
Really?
Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. To me, that means that they think their stuff is a lot better than Intel's, which looks like we got a comment here from Gunner saying, "What about the new 690X?"
690X.
6900X XT, actually, my bad. 6900 XT. Yeah, that's gonna be coming out soon, or it already came out, I think. But that's part of AMD's new lineup.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, compute units 80, ray accelerators 80. Peak half precision compute performance is 46.08 teraflops. It's got a stream processor of 5120, GPU power of 300. Jesus.
Do we have a price tag on it yet?
Not yet.
definitely supports 4K, right?
Yeah, it comes out on in December on the 8th.
So I have played games on a 4K monitor at a 4K resolution, and it looks phenomenal. Right now though, I am playing on a 2K monitor, and I feel like that's still leagues better than 1080p, and definitely makes everything look so much crisper. So it looks like it did already come out, and it's $1,000. Oh my goodness.
We are looking at two different things.
The $1,000 price tag means that card alone is worth more than my entire computer sitting next to me.
It's worth more than almost my entire setup.
Think about it this way: you could do it in $100 a month payments for just 10 months. It'd be yours.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It releases in December. Jesus.
I'll just get ready to sell my soul here.
No shit. So in the gaming world, gaming is a form of entertainment for sure, right? And but one thing that's happening in entertainment right now is an issue with our boy Johnny Depp.
Oh, Johnny Depp.
They moited him, man. So one of Johnny Depp's newest roles, of course, is Fantastic Beasts, right?
Yes.
Pretty interesting series, especially if you come from watching or reading the Harry Potter series and delving into that universe in depth and such. But it's kind of ridiculous to me that he's being let go solely because of his personal life.
Yeah, it started out with Amber Heard coming out and saying that Johnny Depp physically abuses her.
Well, at what point do you draw the line?
Then it came out that she is a fucking liar.
And a psychopath.
Yeah, and that she almost cut off, I think she almost cut off Johnny Depp's finger.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was the abuser.
Yeah.
And now it has come out, and you said the judge ruled in Amber Heard's favor.
Yeah, ruled against Johnny Depp. And of course, Johnny Depp's lawyers say that he's going to appeal the ruling. I mean, no one's saying that you shouldn't hit women, right?
Yeah.
But in that same regard, if someone's trying to chop my finger off or cut my finger off or physically hurt me, I'm probably going to defend myself, regardless of who that person is.
And I think it came out that he hasn't actually touched her.
Yeah.
So, then I want to say it was Warner Brothers.
Yes, Warner Brothers asked him to resign. Yeah,
they asked him to resign.
Mm-hmm.
And now they have to find a new Geralt Grindelwald for Fantastic Beasts.
Good fucking luck, man. You had a legend playing that role.
Yeah, I don't care about the next one now.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch it.
It'd be one thing if Johnny Depp had passed away and you replaced his character with someone else, right? But the fact that he's still here, you can't do that. That's kind of like a slap in the face to him and the character that he's portrayed.
Yes.
Because as we know, Johnny Depp, he has his own way of doing things as far as portraying characters and coming up with who they are and becoming their personality and such.
Jack Sparrow was pretty much completely his idea.
Yeah,
they had a completely different way on how he acted and talked, and Johnny Depp just came in doing that, and that just sort of stuck.
Yeah, it made complete sense for the character. It definitely added a different spin on things. It was very much Johnny Depp's performance. I don't think anyone can ever really copy that.
Definitely.
It's going to be very hard to, at the very least, but can't imagine that franchise is going to be doing well after this decision. And the fact that Warner Bros. Asked him to resign is kind of funny. We put ask in quotations there because they probably forced him to.
Yeah, it's like you're out.
Yeah, and he later released a statement saying that he wanted to thank everybody who supported him and was loyal to him and whatnot. And he's very humbled and blah blah blah, which is very big of him to do. But in that same regard, I honestly think he should still be in that show. I feel like some of his actions, if not all of them, were justified.
It's not like he can't find work. That's not going to be a problem. I'm sure Tim Burton has something for him.
Right, right. Tim Burton loves him.
Yeah. So it's not the fact that they asked him to leave.
Yeah.
It's the reason why that's really just irking me.
Yep.
And I wish they changed that.
So I have here that the judge wrote, Depp has not succeeded in his action for libel, although he has proved the necessary elements of his cause and action in libel. The defendants have shown that what they published in the meaning which I have held the words bear substantially true. So even though that the judge voted against or ruled against Johnny Depp, he still kind of sees where he's coming from.
Okay.
So that's kind of a positive thing, I guess.
This just makes it sound like there is no reason you should never hit a woman. That's what it's sounding like.
Yeah. Just kind of ridiculous. Again, I'm not saying not to hit, or I'm not saying that you should just go out and hit women, but if someone's threatening your well-being, you should probably be able to defend yourself.
If someone's trying to cut off your finger and nearly succeeded, I think you're allowed to get in a few pops.
Yeah, for sure. You brought up something before we started the podcast, like came home one day and 2 of your kids are drowned, and your wife is drowning the 3rd one now. Like,
yeah, can you run over and stop her then?
Yeah, what are you gonna do, man?
There's no excuse.
Do they just want us to say, okay, sweetheart, I know you're going through some tough times, and I think we should just talk about this?
Yeah, let's see how that one works out.
Because even the act of going over and like pulling her away from the child can be seen as a violent act, right?
Yeah, you put your hands on her. It's like, nope,
Yeah.
you have an open hand.
You manhandled her and put your hands on her.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Oh, but no, we're mansplaining now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just flaunting my man privilege.
Yeah, it's because I have a dick.
So, very, very political situation that Johnny Depp has himself in, right?
Oh, yeah. Speaking of politics, the election just finished, and Joe Biden is the president-elect.
Finally. I was over here feeling like Mr. Krabs. Day 13, everybody.
Yeah, what is your opinion on this?
On him winning or...
Yeah, him winning. What's your opinion?
So, I felt like this is going to be like a politician's answer, right? I felt like either way, whoever won the presidency, there's going to be hatred, distrust on the other side. And the whole reason why we as America, the nation as a whole, voted Trump in is because we wanted something different, wanted something that was, he's not a politician. He's never been a politician. Although one could argue he was, because he was a business leader and he was a damn good businessman. That gets political. So he has some political knowledge for sure.
Yeah, and a lot of people bring up the fact that several of his companies have gone bankrupt, and that was very much intentional. Because
exactly,
he didn't do it because he was losing because he was broke or anything. The company, it was just like it was no longer a solid investment at that point.
Yeah, he was gonna start losing money, man.
Yeah,
So he just
he
cut it off.
Yeah.
It's an infected part of his business, and so he just, chopped it off and moved on. Joe Biden being president is definitely going to be interesting. Especially, I mean, both of these presidents are old.
Yeah, and Biden has like dementia and Alzheimer's, so he's literally just president only in name.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, when it went to the polls, thinking, or at least I hope they were thinking, that they were really voting Harrison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Female, Black, Asian, American, sure, why not?
Yeah, and she's younger, right? I'm not sure what her age is, but she's definitely younger than 77.
Yeah. I think Biden's going to be deposed at some point, and Kamala Harris is going to be the president.
Yeah, something's going to happen. 77's quite up there in age, man. The average lifespan is what, 75, 74, 80 maybe.
There's a reason why they call the 40s midlife.
Yeah. He's not gonna, in 3 years, he'll reach that turning point there. Now, he just became the president of the United States, so he'll get the best healthcare possible, right?
Sure, go ahead.
But,
I view it as the president being a figurehead. They're allowed to do only a small number of things. Like, they have a small list of items of what they can do.
Yeah.
And it's, like, everyone else that decides things.
The House of Representatives is primarily Democratic, right?
I want to say yes, but don't quote me on that.
And when I say primarily Democratic, I think it only has like 10 seats, if that, that are over, giving them the Democratic majority. But them having the Democratic majority bodes well for a Democratic president, of course, right?
Yes, they are majority Democratic.
Yeah.
I miss, like, good presidents.
When, in your opinion, was the last time that we had a good president?
Reagan and JFK.
Yeah, both of which almost got shot. Well, one of them did.
To be fair, they had military experience, which I think a president should have.
Yes.
All the good presidents were in the military in one way or another.
One thing that I was excited about is how many veterans were running for senator.
Yes.
So many. That's amazing. That's really what we need.
I want to say Texas.
Some people that have been in the shit, so to speak, that have been there, that have seen what our fucking politicians are sending them out to do.
Yeah.
These politicians have never seen conflict of any kind, really. Just people yelling at them, right?
Yeah.
That's
Meanwhile,
cool.
there's like one dude who's missing an eye, and it's like, what are you bitching about?
Yeah, like, come on.
I lost my eye overseas, god damn it.
It's just, I think that should be not necessarily a requirement, but it should be something that we look for in a leader. Somebody that's made those tough decisions, those hard decisions that none of us can really say we would ever make in our lifetimes. Hopefully. If the Simpsons are correct, everything's going to end January 1st.
Yeah, it's like JFK was a Democrat, but he wasn't like a Democrat during his presidency. He listened to both sides.
I wouldn't say he was a traditional Democratic president at all. Just like Trump's not a traditional Republican president, right?
Yeah, like if the Democrats came up with something stupid, JFK was like, no, we're going with the Republican side on this one.
Yeah.
and vice versa.
Which is fair. It's unbiased. George Washington wanted our democracy to be more than a bi-party system. And you could say that it is, because, technically we did have third-party candidates or whatever. But realistically, it's not.
Yeah.
And so you really need somebody that can be unbiased and can see, both point of views and try to determine what's best for everyone. A lot to ask of one person, which is why the president doesn't really make all of our decisions 100% by his own hand.
Yeah.
I guess we're gonna have to start getting used to it by his or her hand.
Yeah. I honestly couldn't care which person was voted president. I just really don't give a shit. I think we've been going downhill for years now.
Honestly.
And The Simpsons have yet to be wrong, so I imagine the world will be ending soon.
Oh my god. So The Simpsons released an episode, and they show the voting is all weird and just not working correctly, and then they show the coronavirus, everyone's wearing masks or whatever. Gunnar just said, "I don't get a raise from Trump in January." So that's a good way to look at it, I guess.
Oh yeah.
So and then it cuts to Homer sitting on top of his house wearing like pots and pans as armor, with a gun in his hand, and the rest of the city is on fire and burning in the background.
Sounds about right.
That's how a lot of people wanted 2021 to go. I guess I've seen multiple times the dress code is going to be Crocs and Glocks apparently. So I have to go.
You remember Mad Max starts in 2021.
Yikes. So this means that I have to go to Walmart, I guess, to get my Crocs. I can't get a Glock there because they don't sell firearms.
Yeah, anymore.
Yeah. Although I heard that they're going to try to bring that back because they've lost a lot of sales due to that, which of course makes sense.
A lot of pissed off rednecks.
They understand that they work in America, right?
It's like not only that, I really like going back to the politics and the presidency.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone kind of just forgot that earlier this year Joe Biden was put in the forefront of the news because of sexual assault allegations.
Oh god.
And it's women that have been defending him and wanting him to be president. All I've seen on Twitter is females trying to do this, and I'm like, so are we just gonna glance over the fact that he was touching people and sniffing them and whatnot?
I mean, you don't smell babies? Come on, man. No.
You could try to make an argument for babies, but considering the fact these are grown women that he was doing this on.
So the women are wanting him as president because they want Harris, I feel.
Yeah, everyone forgot about it as soon as Harris became his VP.
And I think he did that strategically, right?
Yes.
He specifically chose a female vice president for a fucking reason.
He didn't do it, the campaign manager did.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And now the campaign manager is chief of staff, so they'll hopefully be fixing a lot of shit there.
God. All of these freaking political things and none of them helped with the pandemic that we had this year. The fucking counting votes this year took forever and a day because of the pandemic.
Oh yeah, and everyone kept trying to do the mail-in voting.
Yeah, I think that's well, first of all, states that traditionally don't really do mail-in voting a whole lot, I think is kind of ridiculous that they use that as an excuse.
Well, not only that, but the post offices are still finding fucking letters for the mail-in voting.
Yeah, we can say definitively right now that Joseph Biden, as it was put on my ballot. It said Joseph Biden, and I was like, what the fuck? But we could say, ooh, I lost it. We'll have to come back to that one. Completely lost my train of thought there.
Okay, it's like, to be honest, I can no longer take politics seriously anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because, one, Arnold Schwarzenegger became the governor of California.
Wow.
Not only that, another actor from the Predator movie from back then also became a governor.
I mean, wasn't Reagan an actor too?
Yeah, Reagan was an actor, but at least he was also in the military, and he also had some experience in politics.
Maybe we should put Andrew Driver in that position.
Yeah, I want to say yes, but I also want to say no.
The actor of Kylo Ren, of course,
Yeah.
right?
He was a Marine.
Yeah, he was a Marine. I don't know if I want a Marine leading the country. The price of crayons would go down for sure.
I'm looking at some things here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, another was Sonny Landham. He was the tracker Billy in Predator. And he became the governor of Kentucky.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm looking at a list of Arnold Schwarzenegger was the governor of California, or the governator as they call him.
The governor.
Jesse Ventura was another one. He became the mayor of Brooklyn Park, serving 4 years before running on an anti-politics agenda for the governorship of Minnesota.
I think Arnold Schwarzenegger is the last governor that California got that was actually decent.
Yeah, and then of course there was Sonny Landham, as I said before, the governor of Kentucky. Then there was Carl Weathers, the Black Guy Party.
How much longer do you think California will remain to be a state before they kill themselves?
I don't know. I'm still waiting for California to kind of just fall off into the ocean.
I think that's what everyone's hoping for.
People are so surprised that there are earthquakes and wildfires and mudslides there. I'm like, really? It's God's Etch-a-Sketch. It's been going on for years.
Right? He's about to shake that fucking thing.
Yeah.
Fucking erase everything, right? Or maybe he has one of the fancy ones where he can like push that little slider that deletes everything.
Yes.
I don't know. My Etch-a-Sketch, I fucking shook it, so.
Yeah, that's the ones that I'm familiar with.
They didn't come out with those fancier ones till later. Yeah, it's the response to COVID is just ridiculous too. Nobody's handled it correctly. I mean, we have this stupid hybrid learning system that's happening over here, in my neck of the woods.
I don't know what the fuck a hybrid learning thing is. It's the first time I've ever heard of this.
I mean, okay, so just before I explain hybrid learning, what do they do over there in your area?
Well, at first, before the pandemic, everyone went to a fucking school.
You're right.
We went to classes, and that was it. Then the pandemic came, and then everyone started doing the homeschool bullshit and Zoom. And I'm just kind of
also why Zoom, man? Zoom has been notorious for being terrible and just being able to be hacked. Yeah. Why would we go with that?
Because subs and views.
Because it was free.
Yeah. Discord.
I was gonna say the argument there that it was free is stupid because Discord works a lot better. Google, you could have used Google as well. No one wants to use Skype because Skype is trash, but you could have used Skype.
Yeah, Skype was a thing before everyone switched to Discord and Google.
Yep. Discord just runs nicely. Plus, Discord increased the amount of people that could be in a freaking lobby at one time.
Yeah.
Due to the pandemic.
So, Let's go on with this thing first. Like, let's get back to it.
Oh yeah.
What
So
the
hybrid.
fuck is hybrid learning?
So hybrid learning is like it's like learning, but you're not. No. You have so essentially. I don't know why they call it hybrid learning. I guess a hybrid is an amalgamation of two things, right?
Yes.
That's what a hybrid would be.
An amalgamation of two or more things, yes.
Yeah. So we have two. Essentially, the students have 2 days on, 2 days off. So they have 2 physical days where they're in a physical classroom with social distancing, wearing masks, washing their hands as best they can. I don't think a kindergarten is going to pay attention to that. And then they have the rest of the school week, which is 3 days, 3 days off, meaning they're at home in front of a laptop, trying their best to learn. Not a lot of people can really do that, but whatever. It's ridiculous to me. Either have school.
Pick one or the other, goddammit.
Yeah. Either have physical school or don't. Just have everyone learning from home.
Yeah, I dropped out of my high school because a teacher was actually like gunning for me, like hated me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had proof of this. And then like I dropped out and then I went homeschool and I took online classes where I could just go at my own rate, you know?
Yeah.
And I graduated. I'm a high school graduate. I got a diploma and everything.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, it's not a traditional route to get your diploma, but it's still a diploma at the end of the day.
High school it really isn't good for learning so much as it's good for social situations.
Yeah, for social development, for sure.
Yeah. Like that.
But my argument for as far as social development goes is that today it's different to learn online, right? Because you can still have those social interactions with chat rooms, with videos.
Well, I mean, last night I was in a Discord party and we were watching A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, you know, you can still get that social interaction. Maybe not physically, although I'll argue with that as well. Because with my youngest sibling, they you know, they meet up with their friends to you know, study or talk about school or that kind of stuff. And I think that's more meaningful than high school, actually. You know, it's more personable.
Yeah.
And it's more of an interaction than you know, you have to interact with everyone as a whole when you're in high school.
Yeah, I occasionally go out to my local card shop and I talk with people there and play Magic the Gathering and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's like you want a true test of social like development and whatnot. Go back in the day on Xbox 360 and get into a Modern Warfare 2 lobby.
No shit. You know, the amount of time someone's done stuff to my mother.
Like, yeah, I've heard a lot of horrible things on there. Worse than anything you'll find out in the real world. Like,
and you know what's interesting? None of them got canceled. We could have sent a ban. You know, we could have reported them. No one did that shit back then.
Like, that's how you develop thick skin, is playing Modern Warfare 2 on the 360.
You fucking learned how to come out with a bigger weapon.
Yeah.
You know, a better comeback of some kind, something that would fuck with them worse. You know.
Nowadays, because everything is safe and whatnot, you'll have people like when your boss starts yelling at you, it's like, "Oh, I never had someone yell at me." Jump.
Right.
And it's like I had people call me horrible things and say horrible things about me and my family on the internet. It didn't bother me. I learned good comebacks and I learned how to talk back.
Well, the whole cyberbullying thing is kind of ridiculous to me in a sense. It's, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, and I'm not saying it doesn't affect people.
It happens.
But
it affects people, and the problem is it's the fucking internet. You don't actually know these people.
Yeah, you don't know these people, and even if it's on social media groups where like it's people from your school or people in your life that are doing this bullying or whatever, you know, you can turn your computer off. They look stupid. That's what that's what you have to understand on a personal level, is that person looks terrible.
And I think
not you.
In high school we need bullying.
Yeah.
I mean, without that, how's it going to be when you're actually out in the real world and your manager or your boss or whatever starts yelling at you?
Yeah, you're gonna fold. You're gonna fold over, and you're not gonna be able to handle it. Rather than telling your boss, "Hey, man, don't fucking talk to me like that."
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know, fucking stand up for yourself.
I had bullies in high school. And as soon as I stood up for myself, that shit stopped.
Yeah,
Now, I'm not saying it works that way for everyone, but the majority of the time, as soon as you stand up for yourself, it's like, okay, we're done with you. You're not fun to pick on anymore.
You either stand up for yourself or hope someone else is going to do it. And if you look at any group, any age, it doesn't matter. Nobody wants to be the hero.
Just fucking ignore it.
Yeah, they ignore it. People are going to ignore it. That's how it is. That's how psychology works. If there's a group of people, like a massive group, like 50 to 100, a bigger group of people, that's not necessarily massive, but and two people are fighting, the majority of the people standing around that fight are going to look the other direction. They're not going to want to intervene. Nobody wants conflict.
And I will say this, like, if your bully has like evolved into physically like assaulting you or trying to hit you and punch you, fucking fight back. Because as soon as you go and try to snitch on that person,
also, you don't have to fight clean.
Yeah. You don't even have to win. Just the act of fighting back itself will, stop that.
Just grab a fucking chair or whatever is near you, a fucking book.
Grab someone's crotch and fucking squeeze and twist. Fight dirty. Don't fight fair, fight to win.
Yeah, fight to win. You don't have to necessarily look at it like it's my life versus his life. But you don't want to get your ass beat.
Guy who bites his bully's ear off. That's all I'm saying.
You don't want to be. You want to win. You don't want to fucking continue having that lifestyle. It's a tough lifestyle, man.
And again, just like the act of fighting back, it will stop it. Like after that, like they'll be done with you for the most part, or there'll be a level of respect there.
Yeah.
Now, with hybrid learning, though, I don't feel like you're gonna get that true experience.
I don't understand how you're supposed to keep children safe during a pandemic.
Children are fucking stupid, and I dare anyone to fucking argue that.
They're fucking developing minds, dude. They don't fucking know better. You can't fucking convince a child that wearing a mask is the way to be, okay? You can't convince a child that they can't go run up to their friend and talk to them or sit next to them. There's no fucking way,
Not only that, like, the human brain doesn't stop developing until about the age of 25.
Exactly.
And, I mean, I don't think you could teach teenagers and shit nowadays anything, considering the majority of them are fucking pregnant or pregnant again.
Yep.
It's just,
going back
high school in general. I think it should be replaced with trade school.
Well, yeah, definitely with trade school, and I'm not saying traditional trades either, right? Like you don't have to go to be a plumber, an electrician. You could be a trade school of any kind, the medical field, law enforcement.
Here's what high school should be: basic general education.
Right, you should know how to add, subtract, multiply, divide. You should know how to talk, read, and write.
Yeah, common sense stuff.
Yeah.
And then a class on checks, taxes.
Which I did have. I can say, and I don't know if Gunnar is still watching, but I can say that at my high school, we did have something called senior seminar, which we called senior webinar or something like that. But that class, its goal was to prepare us for adulthood, I guess, and teach us about taxes, writing checks, that kind of stuff, which ultimately I still had to fucking Google.
Yeah. And then
if I'm being honest.
And then after that, you should be able to pick 2 to 3 trades to learn.
Gunnar just said I'm the weirdo that thinks high school should be replaced with college.
You might as well. High school really doesn't do anything except try to fill the gap in between useless knowledge that really doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, I was just going to say high school really doesn't fill a gap at all. What your freshman year of high school should be determining what you want to do for the rest of your life and what you're going to be successful at doing. it should be teaching you about those kinds of things. And again, general knowledge is always a good thing. You should be at least a little educated, right? When you go into these fields. But we, trades definitely built this country. And we don't need those traditional trades 100% of the time, but I don't understand why people can't consider being a doctor a trade. It really is, if you look at it.
Yeah, I could
It's
see
not
that, but
it's not an easy trade per se. And
for the most part, though, out of like a lot of stuff that's out there that people are trying to do, become businessmen or some shit like that,
or sell
like,
their feet picked.
yeah, I could use a mechanic far more than I can use that.
An influencer.
But to be fair, we're technically influencers, I guess.
Somewhat. But we don't TikTok, so
I will never TikTok. Fuck it.
TikTok is so bad. TikTok is first of all, it's just used to get your information.
Yes.
And you allow it 100%. And that kind of sucks. That's another thing that I wish a lot of people would realize is privacy is a big deal. And people don't look at it that way, and I don't understand why. They're like, "Oh, well, what I say on the internet, that's not me, man." Yes, it is actually. It's a lot of you, really. And these companies are out there using this information to sell you stuff or to even hurt you in a lot of cases. And it's not a positive thing. Privacy is definitely something that's written into our Constitution as Americans, and is a God-given right, right?
Yeah, and then the thing is, we agree to have that information shared.
My information should be private. What I
Yes,
like,
it should.
what I want to see, what my interests are, and the mass majority of people are just willingly giving their privacy away, which
Just like they're
sucks.
trying to give away the Second Amendment.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. I mean, speaking of the Second Amendment, though, we have idiots in this country with weapons, which I don't think is good. Like the two armed men in Virginia.
You were saying something about this, and I have no idea what you're talking about.
So these two fucking idiots, really. These two dumb people. They bursted. They busted into a Philadelphia vote counting site, right? And they were trying to deliver an entire truck full of fake ballots in favor of Trump, of course, right? And it's just ridiculous. These guys were armed, which is why I think they're stupid.
And they traveled in a Hummer of all things, the douchiest of all vehicles.
They didn't hurt anyone, okay? But they were stupid. You can't. I mean, here in the state that I live in, open carry is allowed. You can, if you wanted to, carry your assault rifle or your hunting rifle around town with you if you wanted to. The majority of people aren't going to do that because that's dumb.
Yeah, I'm on CNN right now, and the terrorist CNN. And they're saying, according to our information, at this very early stage of investigation, it appears these individuals were operating under the belief that fake ballots are being counted at the convention center. A completely unsupported claim, and that belief may have been what drew their attention to Philadelphia.
Just ridiculous, man. You can't just show up with fake ballots. If something shifty is going to go on, you're probably not a part of it. And yeah, to show up with weapons to me is a threat, and is kind of a, not a good thing. I'm pretty sure that the voting sites or places where people vote, where they put their ballots and people counting them, that kind of stuff, pretty sure those are considered federal buildings at that point, at least temporarily, which means you can't carry a firearm inside of there regardless.
Yeah.
I can't carry a firearm when I walk into a federal building. I can't carry a firearm when I go onto any school ground of any kind. Um, those laws are in place for a reason. um, you know, and also it's illegal to um oh, it's illegal to like bully people to stand outside of voter sites and like protests and stuff like that. Um,
You
it's
can only protest like up to 100 feet.
Yeah,
I
you
think.
can't be directly outside of the building. And there's a reason for that. You could sway somebody's opinion by intimidation, and that's not allowed.
Yeah.
You know, that's not if you're intimidating someone to vote a certain way.
I mean, if you show up with a rifle and say vote Trump, I mean,
Yeah, you know, in my town, they blocked all of downtown, which was ridiculous. They had lines of cars, you know, with their flags or whatever, but they stopped and obstructed traffic for like a couple hours.
I think if you're obstructing traffic, you deserve to get a beating.
Yeah, and I mean, these people didn't stand and block traffic. They were in their vehicles blocking traffic, which is somehow different than blocking traffic with your person, right? These are the same people that said, "Oh, that's ridiculous that we have these," and of course they're going to say that they're Antifa or whatever, but that we have these people standing in protest of blocking highways and stuff. But they're doing the same exact thing in their cars.
Yeah. It's like, really, like, get the fuck out of the way. I obviously have somewhere to be.
Yeah, I have places to be, people to see, and things to do, and none of them involve you.
Yeah.
um but yeah, so it's those things that people do with weapons that make them look bad. There's so many awful things, you know, and it sucks because that's not at all what the whole of any community is about in most cases. Whether it be gun culture or religion or a political movement or anything, you know, a few bad apples are always going to happen. There are always going to be shitty cops. There are always going to be shitty protesters that want to riot. There are always going to be shitty people that own guns that are just going to go shooting and shouldn't. How we mitigate that is beyond me. But you know, it's a terrible situation.
Yeah.
So we lost a very good actor, best known for being a spy.
Yes. The great Sean Connery.
Yes.
Oh, I fucking love Sean Connery.
Mr. Bond.
Yeah, the original James Bond.
Lived a long and full life, which is amazing to hear.
Yeah, I think he was like living in the Bahamas too at this point.
Yeah, he was already, you know, checked out for a second there. He was born August 25th, 1930.
Holy shit.
And he did pass away in the Bahamas.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
October 31st.
He was 90 years old.
Yeah, he lived a full fucking life, dude.
Not only that, he was knighted.
Yeah, yes, Sir Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Amazing. Just phenomenal actor. Very well done. And it's good news to me to hear about someone passing that has lived a full life like that.
Yeah, there was a... Oh, this is
90 is nothing to slouch at. 90 is a lot of years. We were mentioning earlier that the lifespan's at 70.
Yeah, it's like 70 to 80 years old, depending on how you live your life. But Sean Connery, man.
He lived a full 30 years past that, right?
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
This is
20 years.
Yeah, this is a bit of a callback too to earlier with Johnny Depp. But back in the day, Sean Connery did an interview, and I want to say it was with Playboy. And this is what he said in the interview. I don't think there's anything particularly wrong about hitting a woman, although I don't recommend doing it in the same way that you hit a man. An open-handed slap is justified. If all other alternatives fail and there has been plenty of warning, if a woman is a bitch or hysterical or bloody-minded continually, then I'd do it. I think a man has to be slightly advanced ahead of the woman.
Jesus. Right? Well, open-handed slap is something different from just fucking taking your fist to someone's face.
Yeah, and then, like, this was called out. Like, he went on an interview on the Barbara Walters show.
Mm-hmm.
And she called him out on that. And I swear to God, he was thinking, I think you deserve a bit of a slap yourself.
Probably. Jesus.
Oh, Sean Connery was the great. I love his movies.
He's a god. Absolute god.
Yeah. He says something in Japanese in one movie, but he's Scottish. Let's see, he played a Russian submarine commander in The Hunt for Red October.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
As a Scottish man. Literally not even attempting Russian. Then, of course, there was the most famous and really kind of stupid role, which was Highlander, where he played a Spaniard as a Scottish man.
As a Scottish guy.
And it gets worse because the guy playing a Scottish man, which is the main character, by the way, is Belgium. He's from Belgium.
Yeah, this man has been making movies since ever.
Oh, yeah.
I can't say making movies. I don't think he is ever a director. I think he's just an actor. But he has been in movies since forever.
He's been in a lot of movies since forever. I grew up... I practically grew up on Sean Connery now that I think about it.
I can't say he aged well, though.
I'd say he aged pretty well.
Maybe. Goodness.
His son, Jason Connery, is a director.
Yeah. Okay. So you wanted to talk about Rooster Teeth as well.
Oh yeah, shit, we're already there.
Yeah.
Wait, before that though, I do have to say I have to quote Sean Connery here from one of his good movies called The Rock. And it was, "Your best, losers always whine about their best. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen." Like, yes.
Yes.
Sean Connery is amazing. Yeah, but Rooster Teeth, you don't really know what was happening there.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I have a whole lot of information on that.
All right, so it started with Adam Kovic, and I will say I don't know a lot about Adam Kovic. There was some things apparently behind the scenes of Funhouse, and people didn't like him. There was I want to say, I want to say what he did, but even then, I can't be too sure. Here we go. I'm looking for what he did because I want to be like right on what I'm saying. See, he had nude photos leaked. They didn't gain much traction at first, though they were later reshared on 4chan with allegations that these images were sent to minors. And, that he was supposedly grooming people as well.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, and, he came out talking about it as well. But the big thing was Ryan Haywood from Rooster Teeth and Achievement Hunter. Someone came out and accused him of sending nude photos as well as having sexual relationships with fans.
Lovely.
And supposedly, like, again, pressuring underage fans or grooming them. And that was like a big thing in drama that came out recently.
Those are some pretty big allegations there.
Yeah, and they keep trying to go after his wife on the internet, too, and he came out with a statement saying, "Don't go after my wife and kids, please. They have nothing to do with this," which is fair.
Yeah.
And then like after the Adam
And I
Kovic
get,
and Ryan Haywood thing,
I guess we can't say they're allegations though.
I just did.
Okay.
Everyone's been talking about this for a while now. Like, not only that though, but they tried to get Jeff Ramsey as well.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, like some fan tried to come out and say that Jeff was like sending her messages and stuff, and she came out saying, "I wish he told his wife." And then like Jeff had already come out at this point, but he released another statement saying that him and Griffin were in an open relationship, and that she knew he was already on dating sites and stuff. And I think Jeff's argument was that the fans probably knew him better than he knew himself, and he'd
Yikes.
have an easier time forming some kind of connection and getting to know fans than he would some total stranger.
Right. Right.
But yeah, and then like everyone stopped trying to get Jeff at that point.
Yep. Yep. He definitely had the right circumstances for himself.
Yeah, it was really Ryan because like they came out crying, like when it was Jack and Michael. They were really upset. Like Jack was talking about, they never said his name, but Jack came out saying, "I can't believe I sat next to this monster for years and didn't know."
Right.
Things like that. Like,
Yeah.
God
You
damn.
you really think you know a person, but like I said, privacy is definitely something that's a lot of people enjoy. Um, you know, what people do in their private time is completely different from what they do in their personal time.
Yeah, and I don't really do anything. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, like, what if someone tried to, like, put these allegations on me? It's like, I don't do things, man.
Do things. I don't leave the house, man.
Yeah, like, I only occasionally go out. Leave me alone.
Yeah, I definitely like to keep my privacy private. So
The biggest thing is that people could get me for shit that I've said on Twitter or whatnot. Or the one time that I came out and it was clipped to be out of context, and the clip said the funny thing about rape. But we were talking about Kevin Spacey and his allegations.
Uh, so I was off doing my own thing in San Diego when that all happened. So I had no ties to media of any kind. Um, so I don't know a whole lot about that. That's kind of when the whole Me Too thing kind of came out.
Yeah, and like the funny thing
I
is,
came back and brought up Kevin Spacey to my mom, and she was like, "Yeah, we don't talk about him anymore. He's an awful person." And before I went to San Diego,
bullshit. There isn't a single person alive that can talk bad about Kevin Spacey.
yeah, they all sleeping with the fishes.
Yeah, they like all died. Everyone who came out had like some kind of accident that led to their death or suicide. And then he released a video of him saying, "Kill him with kindness." And I'm like, is kindness the name of your assassin?
Because if so, can I get his number?
Yeah, like, I don't care if he did it or not. I'm Team Kevin Spacey now.
With Kevin Spacey, I can say, can I get your assassin's number and imply that his assassin is male?
Yeah. And it's like, it was like I don't care if he did it or not anymore. I like the fact that I don't think he knows he's not like I think he actually thinks he's a villain now.
Probably.
I don't think he knows it's the real world anymore.
He just delved straight into his characters.
Yeah. I don't think he's acting anymore, guys.
The whole cancel culture is just cancerous, and it's probably going to be a stepping stone to the end of the world, man.
Yeah, but the Rooster Teeth situation, though, Adam Kovic's gone. I have no idea what he's doing, and to be frank, I don't honestly care. Ryan
Well, he's probably
Haywood.
living life right now.
Ryan Haywood said he's taking time off of the internet and stuff, and he's gonna sort his whole family thing out and whatnot. And then, and then like already like the Joel Heyman, I think was his name. He left Rooster Teeth. Then Bernie Burns left Rooster Teeth. I'm waiting for Jeff to leave.
And then it's just gonna die.
Yeah, and like Rooster Teeth is falling apart. Ruby fucking sucks now, and so does Red versus Blue.
Yeah, Red versus Blue though, that was a good fucking series when I was a kid.
Yeah, but it's
Looks like-
just horrible. At
Looks
this
like we
point.
got another person watching here. We're up to 4 now. Hello, guys.
What's up, everyone?
Welcome to the end of the world.
Yeah,
We just had an earthquake all over the freaking world, pretty much.
yeah, it was. It was everywhere. Like
Yeah.
I want
Oh,
to say, like almost everywhere there was an earthquake.
Yeah, it looked like all of the major continents at the very least.
Tonga, Antarctica, Japan, Alaska, Indonesia, another part of the Japan region, Papua New Guinea, Costa Rica, another part of Alaska, China.
Was there anything saying when the last time something like that has happened?
No.
No.
Greece, Pakistan, Taiwan. Like these were kind of big earthquakes as well.
Yeah. Some of them were like magnitude 6+.
Some of them were volcano
Yeah.
earthquakes. Like shit. I'm starting
Maybe.
to think that the Mayans or whatever were like dyslexic or something,
Right.
and it's really December 12th or 20th, 2020.
Instead of 2012.
Yeah,
Um
it's like December
Maybe.
20th of 2020.
It's just ridiculous. I just hope the world doesn't end before we see all of Mando.
Yeah, we can talk about Mando now.
Yeah.
Because Chapter 10 came out, and I didn't honestly like it, and there wasn't really anything that happened in it that can be a spoiler. I mean, nothing integral to the
nothing.
story.
Nothing really. Yeah. There's some Easter eggs, I guess.
There were a lot of bugs.
Yeah, a lot of bugs. A lot of my favorite kind that I totally don't have a fear of.
Yeah, there were bugs, and then there was a callback to like the one New Republic guy that Mando saved from the first season.
Yep. Very immediately the first thought in my mind though was Alien.
Yeah. Baby Yoda, he had a face that looked like he fell in love and he started eating things.
Yep. He did.
And that was the highlight of the episode.
Pretty much. He just kept doing it.
Yeah.
Over and over. What was puzzling to me is that the frog lady never freaking noticed, I guess.
Yeah, never knew.
Never said anything about it. And it looked like there were a finite amount of eggs.
The last eggs.
Yeah, the last eggs too.
Yeah, and that was pretty much it for that episode.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot that was done.
However, Chapter 9.
Yeah, the first episode of the season.
That was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So first off, in Chapter 9, we headed back to Tatooine.
Mm-hmm.
And we got this new guy. He had to go to another part of the thing because he's looking for Mandalorians.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy, I forget his name, it's Cobb, I think.
Ooh, yeah, I'll have to look it up, but keep going.
And he was introduced in the Aftermath novels. Like, he's the one who found Boba Fett's armor, and he had Boba Fett's armor in this episode, and it was damaged, which makes sense, because, it was in the stomach.
Cobb Vanth.
Yes, Cobb Vance.
Yep.
Fantastic Weeb, thank you for the follow. We really appreciate that.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Now, Mr. or I guess we could refer to him as the sheriff, right? No,
The marshal.
The marshal. There we go. Kind of an interesting thing. That armor kind of gave him power. And in the events that occurred, I think he's still going to be able to have power, and I think he's a bigger point to this story than people realize.
Yeah, I think he's honestly going to be coming back. I think he's going to join like Mando's team or something, or he's going to be like an honorary Mandalorian.
He's going to come back in the story for sure. Also, of course, at the end, somebody was teased.
Before we get to that,
yeah,
let's go over. So we had the marshal come in. He's wearing damaged Boba Fett armor.
Yep.
And then we finally see a crate dragon for the first time in all of Star Wars.
They've been talked about, alluded to.
Yeah. We see the crate dragon. And
they even called it a Leviathan.
Yeah, it was like a greater crate dragon is what it was called.
Yep, yep.
We see him, and then like, okay, they're gonna go kill the crate dragon at this point. They hop on their speeders, and the marshal, his speeder is actually rather significant to Star Wars.
It is. Yes, it is, because it's a
pod racer. A speeder made from Pod Racer, but not just any Pod Racer.
Any, yeah, not just any, though.
Anakin Skywalker's, Darth Vader's pod from the Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
Do you know how old that thing is?
Like 30 years old.
30 years old, still working, and somehow in the hands of this man.
Who has gotten his hands on some pretty significant Star Wars, items.
Yeah, I mean, he's wearing fucking Boba Fett's armor, for God's sake.
Yeah, let me just wear Boba Fett's armor, that was just in a Sarlacc pit.
Let me just, I found this speeder too. Oh, hey.
Look, Pod Racer part. Oh, it's Darth Vader's. I'm just going to build a speeder out of it.
He probably didn't know it was Darth Vader's, right?
Either way, I mean, that's pretty significant.
It is. It's just crazy that a lot of people didn't realize that, but when I saw his pod racer speeder hybrid,
yeah, I thought it looked familiar, and I wasn't sure until I checked later on the internet.
If I recall correctly, that would be the right engine to his pod racer overall.
Yeah.
But I looked at it. It was like, holy shit, so many questions, and I think it's solely just an Easter egg. I don't think they'll ever explain it.
Who? What? Hi? How?
Yeah, I was just like, what the fuck?
And then we kill the crate dragon.
Barely. The first attempt didn't work. The Sand People's plan was dumb.
Yeah, they tried to use one of the banthas as bait, and then a sand person got eaten instead.
Yeah.
Karma, bitch.
Not gonna lie, I kind of expected the Leviathan, the Crate Dragon, to die the way it did.
Yeah. I was like, you gotta kill it from the inside out.
Yeah, someone's gotta get eaten.
Which wasn't a nod to the Kylo Ren comics, I think.
Yeah. I wasn't...
They did a flashback on that, and Darth Vader didn't fight the Zillo Beast because he already knew or something, or he just didn't want to. But Kylo Ren fought it in his comic, and he killed it from the inside out.
So no way to do it, man. That armor's too thick.
Yeah. And that's
how
they killed
can't say armor, right? The scales are too thick.
Yeah, and then we got to see Crate Dragon pearls.
Yes, massive.
Yeah, which are worth an extreme amount of money in the Star Wars universe.
And why do the Sand People want them, the Tusken Raiders?
Because they're worth a lot of fucking money. You can trade with that. That is the most valuable currency on Tatooine.
That's true.
Yeah.
Also, how the fuck does Mando speak Tusken?
I don't think he speaks Tusken. I think he understands it.
this man over here, they were about to get eaten, right?
Yeah.
By a bunch of I don't know the name of those creatures, and then he just starts speaking Tuscan out of nowhere, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That happened earlier before they killed the.
Well, he also met the Tuscans in the first season.
Yep. How? Oh, what? In the very beginning, he is on his speeder, right, going to the town or whatever, and there's some bandits, I guess you could call them, that lay a trap, right? Literally just clothesline his speeder, right?
Yeah, that was in chapter 10.
Yep, chapter 10. Oh yeah, that was in the episode after. Excuse me.
Yeah.
What race was that thing that was holding his jetpack towards the end?
I have no fucking idea.
I honestly think, and I'm convinced it's a Jawa. No, maybe.
No.
I think it's a Jawa. I don't know what race it is. We don't know anything about the Jawa other than they like ride around in a massive chungus of a vehicle and like steal things. Or trade for them. They sometimes trade for them, but the majority of the time they steal shit.
I don't know what the race is, but Jawas are native to Tatooine.
Yeah.
You can tell because they have yellow eyes. Jawas that are on off-world planets and whatnot, they have red eyes.
Yep.
But getting back, we saw the crate dragon pearls. They're worth a lot of fucking money. Probably one of the most valuable things.
Yes, definitely.
Not only that, though, they can be used to make lightsabers.
What?
Yeah.
What?
They can be the crystal on the lightsaber.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an alternative to kyber crystals?
Yes.
Wow.
But again, you
that.
have to fucking kill a crate dragon.
To get one,
Yeah, the thing is, they like eat rocks and stuff, and I think kyber as well. To help with their digestive system, and it gets smoothed down into crate dragon pearls.
Interesting.
Yeah, and a theory that's running around is that Din Djarin is going to make his own darksaber with the crate dragon pearl.
Oh, that would be weird. That would be wicked. Really cool. Another topic that I've been seeing a lot is who do you think is going to train young Yoda?
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka Tano?
Yeah.
That's your call?
There are 2 people alive, 3 technically if you still count Ezra, that can train him, and that is Luke Skywalker, Ahsoka, and Ezra.
And Ezra. Now, where the fuck is Baby Yoda at?
What do you mean?
They made the newest 3 movies, 7, 8, 9, if I remember correctly.
No, not canon.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They made them not canon, so that means that Baby Yoda can be put. I say Baby Yoda because we don't know what the hell the thing's name is.
It's just called the child.
Yeah, the child, the youngling, youngling. Is that what the?
It's a youngling. It's a foundling, and it's simply called the child.
The child. So I wonder if they'll come out with like a new movie set with him in it.
Well, they're still working on the High Republic trilogy.
Oh, gotcha.
And that's taking place 400 years before the events of the Phantom Menace.
Whew. All right, Old Republic territory.
Not quite. It's called the High Republic era.
Oh.
And then, not only that, Ahsoka Tano, Sabine Wren, and Ezra are supposedly getting their own show.
Mm-hmm.
And Rebels is getting a animated sequel series in the style of the Clone Wars animation.
I'm so excited for that.
Yeah. And I know Ezra is going to be a big part of something. So is Ahsoka and Sabine.
Definitely, for sure. I'll be excited to see Ahsoka portrayed in a live action roleplay, I guess.
Yeah.
Live action film. I don't. I'm interested to see how that's handled. Because Ahsoka is definitely an iconic character as far as Clone Wars goes.
She is also going to be played by Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's neat. And then Bo-Katan is also going to be in The Mandalorian. And she's going to be played by her voice actress.
It's perfect.
Yeah. She has the look for it.
You couldn't argue with that.
And she's about the right age.
Yeah. So yeah, the Marshall's definitely a bigger person than we think of, and will be coming back, and he'll probably be coming back to the series at the same time that the person that at the end that was revealed.
So are we ready to talk about the big moment in that episode?
Yeah, definitely. And this, mind you, this is the first episode of the season, which they hit pretty hard.
Yeah. So this
second
was
episode,
last
not
week,
so much.
And at the very end of The Mandalorian, Chapter 9, the first episode of Season 2, we see a person, and he's cloaked, he's bald, he has a gaffy stick, and a cycling rifle, which are the main weapons of the Tuskens.
Yep.
And then we see his face, and it's fucking Boba Fett.
100%. It couldn't be anybody else.
Yes, it is confirmed that is indeed Boba Fett. And then we just didn't see him in episode 2.
Nope.
Like, oh,
or
God,
anything.
balls like a smurf in here.
Or anything for that matter.
Yeah. So, Boba Fett's obviously going to be coming back.
Yes. Now, Ahsoka is Bae. Now, I don't believe that he's coming back towards the end of the series, though. I think they'll save that.
I really hope they fixed what they fucked in the Clone Wars, and they make Boba a Mandalorian.
Hopefully, yeah. And that's what they're alluding to right now.
Yeah, because in the Clone Wars, it wasn't that Jango Fett isn't Mandalorian. It's just that the new Mandalorian government at that time denounced Jango Fett as a Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So, it's not that he isn't one, it's that they don't recognize him as one anymore.
And I mean, that organization is no longer a thing, so.
Yeah. Since
the ones that. Yeah, the ones that denounced him, I'm speaking of. The Mandalorians are still a thing, obviously.
Yeah, so it very well could be that Boba Fett is Mandalorian now.
Mm-hmm.
Which, cross your fingers and pray.
Now, Mace Windu. He might be coming back, so that might be kind of cool.
I will...
Probably not. Probably not. We'll hold off on that, but it would be kind of interesting to learn about. Boba Fett has always been someone that the community has wanted to come back.
He's really just a fan favorite.
He is. He didn't
do anything, to be honest.
He had 3 lines in the entire movie set.
I think so. Yeah.
I think or something like that. Something under 10 for sure, but
it's not only that though, but Boba's story peaked in the Legends novels.
Yeah, for sure.
He became the leader of the Mandalorians. He was Mandalore. He joined the Republic and fought against the Yuuzhan Vong. Then he trained Jaina Solo, who was Han Solo and Leia's daughter. She's a Jedi, and she ended up learning under Boba Fett on more ways to fight. And then she beat probably the most powerful Sith Lord at the time, which was her twin brother, Jacen Solo. Or Darth Caedus. Yeah, fuck Kylo Ren. We want Darth Caedus. Jacen Solo.
God, I just want actual lightsaber fights back.
Good ones.
What they were doing in the movie was just sad. I could have done that. Give me a stick. I'll recreate it right now.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Things Do we got anything else on this topic?
I think that's pretty much it for as far as Star Wars goes.
For now, anyway.
Yeah, for now. For now.
Uh,
Hopefully, episode 3 will be better. Chapter 11, I guess.
Yeah, chapter 11.
Yeah.
I think we can skip COVID since we did kind of cover that already.
Yeah.
So, the last topic is a question.
Yep.
And,
Not just for us, by the way, if you're in the comments there.
Yeah, the question is, if you could pick someone to be King of America, who would it be and why?
Yeah. Put a lot of thought into that myself, and it would be interesting to see a king of America. But we're taking into assumption that this king has absolute rule over America.
He is the absolute ruler.
He or she.
He or she, yeah.
You could have picked a she. I know I didn't.
I didn't. I wasn't thinking about it.
Yeah. When you said king, it's a man. Manly role. Men. But I picked Joe Rogan.
Okay. Oh, why?
Yeah.
I'm curious about this one.
Do you listen to his podcasts at all?
Occasionally, it depends on who's on it.
That's fair. I think he has a lot of good ideas on how he could run the country. Now, Joe Rogan in of himself will never want to be in that position, and I think that's exactly who should be there. And he has said that himself. He is about other people, speaking about other people. He's said that we need somebody in office that doesn't want to be there because they'll do the best job.
I think. All right, one, Gordon Ramsay. I don't care that he's not from here. I think this country would be a lot better off in everything if Ramsay was king. But another one, Aragorn, son of Arathorn. Viggo Mortensen. I'm taking Taylor's route from the Painkiller Already podcast. Viggo Mortensen is king, but at no point is he ever allowed to drop the persona of Aragorn.
Oh God.
He's the one that I have as king. I think that would work.
Be an interesting one, for sure.
Chancellor Palpatine.
Jesus, I don't know about that.
Say what you want, but the Republic was running smoothly.
For core planets, yeah, and we would be considered a core planet if he was ruling us.
Yeah.
Yep.
If not, we could pick Leia.
Core planet life was so much better than Outer Rim.
Oh yeah.
Leagues better.
And to be fair, I think I can honestly get on with Chancellor Palpatine being the ruler, the King of America. If he went Emperor, I'd be like, yeah, I'm all for it. Let's do it.
He ruled in a galactic empire for what, 30 or 40 years?
20.
20 years?
Yeah,
and
give or take a year or two.
Thank God they got rid of the 789, because if that was the case, then I guess you could say he was the ruler forever. As long as we don't oppose him, I'd be all for it. I like that they brought him back, but I don't like how they did it.
To be fair, they kind of stole that from the books.
Yeah.
That was a whole thing. But, there are like a lot of people that could do better.
Mm-hmm.
They can't make it any worse.
No.
It's still going worse as it is.
It is. Can only imagine what social media looks like right now. I haven't got on there since we started the podcast, so
everyone is just posting shit, celebrating Biden winning.
There's people celebrating. There's people hating.
I haven't.
There's probably already a couple of riots.
But I think that should do it now for the Out of Spite podcast.
Yeah, I think we finished episode 2 here.
Yeah, finally. You know, we've been live for about an hour and 40 minutes.
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
Yep, so I want to thank everyone for coming and for following my Twitch. That helps. You know,
Definitely
all the support is
appreciated.
needed. But
Tell your friends.
yeah, spread the word. Spread it like it's an STD.
Yep.
But I think that's it, man.
All right.